scary concept. I've never really heard of that before.
The biggest thing for me in Ellen's case is the spinal injury that didn't have any signs of hemorrhaging, which means initially they said it was because it was done post, after she passed away, right? That indicates that she wasn't bleeding, right? Her heart stopped pumping and there's no hemorrhaging in her spinal column. Well, now a medical examiner is saying that it's a result of an autopsy. And I find that so interesting because it's been highly disputed. This medical examiner report, I think it's 32 or 33 pages. It's getting a lot of criticism. It's getting a lot of criticism from medical experts, and I've been reading all day about it because it's just it's so fascinating to me.
And is the broad strokes to that, because I know you have been knee deep in it, is the broad strokes that the autopsy itself, meaning, and not to get too gruesome here, trigger alert,
Sure,
so
right.
if you're conducting an autopsy as a medical examiner on a deceased human to find out their manner and or cause of death, does that actual autopsy and those incisions, etc., affect the next autopsy? And is that what's being said here? Because there was a change.
I think I don't believe they're actually looking at Ellen, right? They're looking at the reports and things like that, this medical examiner. But I could be wrong about that actually. I don't actually believe they're looking at Ellen, like herself. Like I don't believe
they're looking at the body itself.
Right.
Okay.
So the chief medical examiner, it's Dr. Lindsay Simon. She just concluded, as we said, that Ellen Greenberg's death is best classified as a suicide. However, this is despite the fact that she has new findings that reveal 3 additional stab wounds and 20 new bruises.
Right.
Yeah, the bruises, on the one hand, would insinuate that maybe she was in something abusive. Now, by the way, the person that this is being insinuated about was her, her love at that time, who has said he is not guilty. And again, what if he's not guilty and there's this cloud of suspicion almost being thrown his way because multiple people have said, no, there's no there. On the flip of that, how do you dispute there being stab wounds down a spine? I mean, just like in the most basic common sense of it all, that inherently seems very hard. I honestly can't even and I'm not being glib, I can't even do my own bra strap. Think about that. I'm not even saying that as a joke, but in reality, a stab wound, not just one, again and again and again, now add hesitation wounds, now add bruising to the body. It's a lot for a human body who at some point would be into shock. Even if she were the most depressed human alive, and by all accounts that was not the case. I hope that wasn't the case, and sometimes that happens behind closed doors. But she was very, very loved and had a very big life, and maybe felt a little stressed about teaching and her job. Of course, raise your hand if you've ever been stressed at work before. That's not a thing about things. Oh, honey.
But in terms of the awkward positions that you were just talking about, Stephanie, a forensic psychiatrist named Dr. Carol Lieberman, who you will remember,